Welcome to Deadhaus Whispers.
Greetings, everyone. I am Calypso, and welcome to another episode of Deadhaus Whispers, and joined, as always, by my usual host, Faceless Mike.
Greetings, hello, and welcome. And sorry, I was getting into a little bit of a groove there at the start.
Yeah, me too. Like, I definitely really do like the music that we have now for the last few episodes.
Thank you, Restream.
Yes, thanks, Restream. So, this episode is the Black Hand, or the Black Right Hand, or the Black Hand. It's a cool name.
I can hear Varric subconsciously telling me, Calypso, go back and read the neck.
Yes, go. I'm serious. This is okay. This is where to go with that little joke is that seriously, read the Bible. If you haven't read the Necro Liberatus, whatever it is, on the Deadhaus website, do it. And all of these episodes, especially this one, will make a hell of a lot more sense. And then you'll be like, oh, stars above. It was right in front of my face the entire time. And that's what this episode is. And this wasn't my favorite episode personally. I did like the Source Part 1 and Part 2 more. I like the ending of this episode.
Okay.
I think the rest of it is just, I don't know. I don't want to say badly paced, but it definitely is jarring after the incredibly long history lesson that we got in the last two episodes.
Well, there was always going to be a way where things had to kind of like change pace and turn over. We had to there was going to be ways switching up. I just liked it just because of the weird back and forth you get. But we'll go through all of that.
I do like that.
With the Prince, with Amarax, and then later on when we get to Nagaztak and all. And by the way, anyone that hasn't watched it, big spoilers, go watch it now. You can always come back to us later.
Yes, spoilers ahead. You have been warned. This is your warning. Spoilers.
I will get up the episode now, Calypso, and we can have it running, and we will see if this goes. Now, if I can get this done, and this works, hopefully.
It worked the last time. It should.
Entire window, but we only want to share this one. There we go. Why is that not full screen? Is it full
screen? I do love that image. I think that's a great image. Yeah, it's close enough. It's good.
Close enough.
Enough.
So we get this, and we will start at the very beginning. And forgive me if ads pop up. We will try to work around it, but you shouldn't be able to hear the audio anyway, because we're going to be talking over everything.
Yeah, so this is the Black Hand, and I love that little title screen. And we pick up immediately after the last episode, The Source Part 2. And we have the revelation that Alaric is made from the fetid prince. The blood that he injected in the ending of season 2 is the fetid prince's blood. And we also learned that the fetid prince's name is Zlalox.
And what of the one that turned you? What do you owe him?
I never knew him. The Ashen Templar subdued him, and an Inquisitor extracted a sample of his blood that was delivered to me. I fed it in my lab, grew it, and ultimately injected it at the hour of my death.
The Ashen Templar subdued him? Or is that what the Thasians were allowed to believe?
What are you saying?
Look closely.
It was you.
That makes sense.
Does it?
It makes sense of some things.
Why did you do this?
Does it matter?
Yes!
Lolox. I love the fact that Amarax is just like, that makes sense. Does it? He's to some things.
Yeah, I do love the banter. We do get a lot of good banter and a lot of just Amarax being over it all together again. It's great. We have there's a lot of philosophy talk here as well. What about free will?
Why was I turned? Why was Marinth? We are all but pieces on the board.
But we have will of our own.
What is the will of the dead next to the will of gods?
A mere servant, then? That is what you claim to be?
At the moment.
I, for one, would be glad to continue serving, which necessitates an escort to the capital.
Yes, such a diligent servant.
We get some really good banter here, and I do love that they start to travel. The whole thing is they're traveling to Ustilia now, or what the remains of Ustilia is, to go meet in the Gaztak, the leader, the Pentarch of Deadhaus, to get his forgiveness, and so hopefully they won't get killed by.
They want to bargain for a pardon.
Yes, bargain for a pardon. There we go. Maybe that could be the title of our episode, Bargain for a Pardon. I love that when they're traveling, I'm going to jump a little ahead of here. Yep. I love that when they're traveling is that we get our Lord of the Rings, why can't they just use the eagles to get where they're going traveling moment? Yeah. And it is so good. It is so good because Alaric is tired of this bullshit. Amarax is like, well, yeah, whatever. I'm with him. And the Fetid Prince is the one carrying the conversation. So, Alaric wants
he is
to
by far my most unpleasant phylactery.
Yeah, Alaric wants to blur or flit to where because it would just take like 2 seconds for both of them. And the Fetid Prince responds with, "That would be very unpleasant for the Lich." I love that he's sort of defending Amarax.
It's like coming from the actual monster. He's like, there's no need to be cruel, Alaric. He's like, coming from the actual monster.
And then Alaric's like, well, why can't you just turn into a dragon? And we go there as the dragon. Like, come on, dude, we'll hop on your back and fly. And then my form is still regrowing itself. The angel destroyed it. And we get our explanation of how the shape changing works within Deadhaus and how each effect or each house can have a certain effect on your magical forms or your abilities. So we sort of get a gameplay mechanic explanation as well, but where the gold?
I did not choose this. My purpose was to destroy Deadhaus.
And you failed in that purpose. But rather than accept the failure, rather than accept your death, you chose my blood.
And who would choose to accept death? That is no choice at all.
I have witnessed countless mortals destroy themselves over the millennia so that they could not be reanimated.
I had to avenge Thacia. I could not allow its fall to go unanswered.
Thacia was destined to fall, as was Ustilia. Your pride means nothing next to prophecy.
Pride? I so tire of the sanctimonious judgment of the dead, always accusing me of self-serving. I owe my life to the Thacian Empire. I don't expect any of you to remember what honor means, if you ever knew it all.
And if you were to aid in the destruction of the Awakened, if you were to avenge that pitiful kingdom you dare call an empire, what then?
When we have destroyed the Awakened, our alliance will be done.
Oh? What happened to your vendetta against Deadhaus?
I have no love of your monstrous house, Lich, but I have come to see that you were not responsible for the fall of Thacia.
Well, that took longer than I thought.
You are still a cabal of evil whose stain should be cleansed from Malorum.
Of course.
I can go much swifter than this. I know you can too.
That would be very disorienting for the Lich.
And?
There's no need to be cruel, Alaric.
No need to be... From the literal monster!
He is by far my most unpleasant phylactery.
Unbelievable. Why not go as a dragon then? I could sit atop your back. Surely our mighty Arch-Lich could handle traveling through the air.
That form is still reconstituting.
How so?
The angel blasted it apart. It will be some time before I may take it again.
If we are destroyed in one form, we must take others?
It depends how the form we take is destroyed. In most cases, we may simply return to mist, and then from mist reform ourselves anew. But the power of El Sabaoth can disrupt this. Beware the gold.
Oh, I wrote it down. Your pride means nothing next to prophecy.
Yes.
Is what the Fetid Prince says. Such a great line.
That's what he's talking about. Like, oh, but I was trying to save Ustilia and all like that. He's like, Ustilia was meant to fall.
There's something in the Lord of the Rings. Pause for a sec because I'm going to rant.
Yep, go for it.
In Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, the biggest complaint that everyone makes is why couldn't they just take the eagles to get to Mount Doom and then drop it in there and destroy the ring? It's because within the Lord of the Rings context, because the Lord of the Rings is Tolkien's version of English mythology, because he was Lord of the Rings and Hobbit are direct counters to like Beowulf and all these epic Nordic poems. Tolkien started writing Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion and stuff because he's like, well, I want England to have their own fantasy and their own sort of mythological history. So he wrote Lord of the Rings, and that's where all that crap comes from. Anyways,
I can destroy that mythos in one quick go.
Yes. So
it's something people forget, Calypso. Do you know why they couldn't just fly in on the back of the eagles?
It's because they're angels or gods or something within
the eye of Sauron was still there. It would have just sent a rake in Nazgul to destroy it and all. The eagles could only fly in after the eye was destroyed.
Ah, that too.
Makes sense.
I was going to get more philosophical and deep with it, but that works too.
Yours is a way better answer. Mine is the very well, duh.
Well, yes, well, duh. So the other thing is that like within the Lord of the Rings universe, the wizards aren't actually wizards. They're versions of angels come down to earth. The eagles are like godly creatures, and they don't affair in the affairs of man or mortal and everything. They're just neutral party. So they literally cannot do good versus evil. They just have to be on the sidelines. So that's why they can't take the freaking eagles. But yes, I like that it's in Deadhaus that they can't take the eagles. And take the dragon. Sorry, they can't take the dragon.
And the feathered prince is like, but you could do that. It's like, I prefer not to interfere.
Yeah. We do get a really good explanation of Nagaztak's personality and how other undead see him.
I love that.
Because Alaric is like, well, what's Nagaztak like? And then Amarax literally does a heavy sigh, and he's like,
It's like
he's like too much.
He's like most revenants. That doesn't bode well. It's like, oh yeah, he's very powerful. And he's the most powerful revenant in Deadhaus, and he's an accomplished battle leader and all like that. But he seems like he'd rather be remembered for his poetry and the speeches.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring this thing to Nagaztak and hope he gives us a pardon?
Precisely.
Is there anything else I should know? What is this Nagaztak even like?
He is not so different than other revenants.
That doesn't bode well, I said, remembering my previous encounters.
Certainly more prone to speeches.
Yes, and poetry.
Oh?
He is one of the strongest revenants aligned with Deadhaus, and a highly competent battlefield commander with many great victories to his name. But I sometimes suspect he wishes to be remembered more for his poetry than anything else.
I can easily see there's like a battle council going on or whatever, and they're making a plan, and the Nagaztak is like, okay, we will go here. Great job voice acting, by the way, George.
Hi, George, and absolutely
George.
Awesome work, sir.
Yeah, epic, dude. Totally epic. So I could totally see them making a battle plan, and the Nagaztak is like, we're going to do this. And then someone else is like, we're going to do that. And then 5 seconds later, the Nagaztak just goes on this incredibly long diatribe of like bad poetry, almost like at a poetry slam, only it's a battle council. I can easily picture that. Everyone just starts eye rolling like, dude, get on with it. He talks. I have written in my notes. He talks too much, and he's a self-proclaimed poet, and it's awful. Yeah.
Well, it's not that it's awful. They just don't appreciate it, because when you read the Necro, it's always very insightful. And just jumping to the end here, we'll come back to it, but we'll go through it in order. But at the end, like his speech at the end is chilling.
Oh, that's the best part of the episode. That is the best part of the episode.
Goosebumps. You're like, holy crap.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved it the first time I listened to it. When I re-listened to it last night and a little bit this morning, dude, it's so good. It makes up for my gripes with this episode just being kind of slow. Is the ending speech? It works. So we get while they're traveling through Ustilia, which was once known as the Silver City, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So yes, it was known once as the Silver City, and they're walking through it, and now it looks decayed and covered in black. So they black. Is it ash? Is it just ash that's covering everything?
It's the sulfur. It's the sulfurous gas that's going out. It tarnishes the silver.
So yes, it tarnishes the silver. So there's an odorous yellow fog. Sulfur covers this frightening dead city, the Silver City that once is now blackened. Ustilia is what I have in my notes.
And later on, we find out what's causing that sulfur.
What causes the ash? It's way cooler. It's so cool, man. I do love that detail too. We learned that all revenants are tall as hell, and there's no really changing that. And they're all really pretty much alike, except for Nagaztak being the sort of outlier of the revenants.
Oh no, I'm sure Nagaztak's pretty huge as well.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
we don't get the comparison
with his poetry and everything.
Oh yeah, no, I'd say they do. We just never get to hear from many of the revenants. But
That's
I have
true.
a feeling when it comes to the game, that might be a little different. I have a feeling we'll get to know each and every type of member of Deadhaus a bit better. You know,
hope so. Hopefully, I mean, we have had our ghoul expansion, and we do get a little bit of Lich expansion here as well, which
and
is
the long-shadowed ones.
Yes, and the long-shadowed ones. Yes.
Even if it is difficult to know.
Yeah, I re-listened to their dialogue like 5 times, and I wrote it all down, I think. Atop a church, because there's a church here. Is it a Lucent temple that they're on top of, or just a regular church?
No, it's a Lucent temple. Here's Tem going. The prince is just describing that his dragon form is still on cooldown. Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Lore cooldown.
Yeah, lore cooldown. Atop a church, a circle of liches are smoking a strange-looking hookah.
Yep.
And the smoke and fog, it looks super awesome. The smoke and fog emanating from their eyes and their teeth is the sulfur that is coming up and covering
they're basically smoking out the sulfur. They're sucking on the hoses from the hookah, and it's all coming out of their eyes and through their teeth.
As we passed by one of the blackened spires, I saw atop it a circle of liches hovering in a seated lotus position. In the middle of them sat a strange hookah, and they each drew deeply from its many hoses, and from the eyeless sockets in their skulls and the spaces between their teeth, the sulphurous fog that shrouded the city poured out. This is the liches doing then? This fog?
Liches are quite useful.
You've already tarnished all the silver here. Why continue to produce sulfur?
In case silver is brought against us.
Suddenly, a strange flurry of incoherent echoes reverberated in my mind. What was that?
They recognized me. They were asking what I've learned recently.
He mentally indicated towards the liches above. It didn't sound like a question.
They encrypted the message.
Liches.
And I don't know how many liches are there, but I would imagine it's a lot. If it's just like 4,
the way he
that's
described
cool.
a ring, so you're talking minimum 5, but probably more. And then they hit up with the weird whispers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What was that?" Alaric's like, "What was that?" And Amarak's like, "They recognized me," like some kind of teenager in high school. It's like, "Oh my god, they saw me," you know?
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. We do hear Lich speak, and don't worry, everybody. I'll put all this in post. We do hear Lich speak. Amarak says something along the lines of like, "Oh, they were just conveying a message, and it was encoded or whatever." Because
it was like, what have you learned recently? Because that's what liches is their currency is knowledge. It's like, do you learn something? What's new? What's new? What do you know? What you know? Share.
Share. And then we get I love the liches line that they brought back again. Classic.
Amarax failed to mention such a creature when he sent me.
Amarax is this way. Sends us on a task, gives no details, does not help, does not observe.
Liches.
Liches.
While they're walking through Ustilia, Alaric's blood reacts to other vampires nearby, though he doesn't see them, but he can feel it in the blood, which I think is an awesome detail. It's like spider sense for vampires. Like, whoop, there you are.
Almost literally. I love the fact that, as you said, he could sense them, but he couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
He couldn't see them between the other undead because he noticed the shambling horde, and he mentions that. And Amarak says that a portion of the shambling horde are kept here for security, for defense, and all like that. It's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. He's like, what are they doing, though? He's like, irrelevant. Because he's noticing they're walking around, and then he notices the revenants, and the revenants could just like walk through them, but they don't. They kind of either walk around them or pick them up and gently move them out of the way. He's like, how come they do that? And he's like, oh, if they damage the servitors, then the Revenant would owe restitution to the Lich that raised them. And he's like, there's probably more to it, because Alaric is starting to get philosophical again about the idea of, could the dead care for the dead? Do the Revenants care about anything? Which, again, if you take a look at the Gaztak, they clearly do.
Yeah. I think it's just part of their background. Like everybody, even me now talking about Revenants, my brain just associates with they're so pissed they can't die. Like Kratos would absolutely come back as a Revenant, and probably even is one. You know,
thought and care.
Yeah.
Anger is an
There's
emotion,
a reason they're so pissed that they don't fucking die, you know?
Yeah.
We learned banshees stay in pale temples, or they go out and do missionary work.
Which completely took Alaric by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, wait, what? Missionary work along with Alaric? And then it gets explained. I can't remember what that explanation is. It's like
because they
messages,
go abroad,
right?
They go abroad, and they go abroad because they need to bring the last rites of rest to the restless dead. So anyone that died that wasn't given their rights, they do that so that they can usher them to the land of the dead, or sometimes to mete out justice for those who have violated the rituals. What is this? Not video related. Regarding Revenants, is the most vividly known Revenant in IRL Hellrider? You mean Ghost Rider? Yes.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Totally.
Definitely. Johnny's definitely a Revenant.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, literally flaming head and everything.
So is Scorpion too,
yeah.
And so is Jason Voorhees.
Wait, what?
Just to add them in there.
So would that make Michael Myers is a Revenant?
No. He's some other supernatural thing. Jason Voorhees is a Revenant because he was dead and stayed dead until his mother was killed. And then he resurrected.
He woke back up, yep.
So he's a revenge spirit. Don't forget, a Revenant is just a revenge spirit.
Yeah.
Given flesh.
I do love that Michael Myers is known as the Shape in horror film. I think that's fucking awesome.
That was the original title because they didn't have a title for him when they were writing it and doing it, so they just referred to him as the Shape.
That's awesome.
And it stuck because it was cool.
I think that would have been cooler than Halloween as a title. But then again, Halloween just works. You know, some things just work. Oh, John Carpenter. Anyway, an Ignis Fatuus shows up. Am I crazy? Is it an Ignis Fatuus?
Follow the glow of the Ignis Fatuus to the termagant forest.
Ignis Fatuus?
The Ignis Fatuus lights the path to hell, nobleman. Your path.
Which part?
Green fire?
Oh, kind of. It's necrotic fire. Yes. So they go to the Lucent Temple and they see where what should be the gold, because they describe it in beautiful detail. And then where the gold should be lit is green fire, which, yes, technically would be Ignis Fatuus. Necrotic fire. And then our fun boy here jumps up.
Yep. We are heading to the Imperial Palace. Wraiths appear is what I have.
A wraith stood unmoving as we approached, and I slowed to a halt before it. The wisp frantically strained against the bars of its cage. The fetid prince said we were to enter this city unharmed.
They are to enter this city unharmed.
You have entered. You will not be harmed. You will suffer. But they're fragmented beings. It is difficult to know them.
They come with a gift for Nagaztak.
The wisp, the mom, the cage, the wife, the cage, themselves. A queen, deceiver, she suffers suffering.
May we deliver this?
Magic broken ritual, the Black Hand.
The Black Hand?
This is the title given to the Pentarch of the Shambling Hordes.
Nagaztak.
He lies ahead, as does our fate.
That's all the dialogue that we hear.
And that's where Amrak jumps in and going, they're fragmented beings. It's difficult to know them.
Yeah.
So the Wraith is essentially 10 to 16 parts of a person talking all at once. Anyone that has ever played Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice or anything and played it properly wearing headphones, you'll get the idea of what a Wraith is.
Oh, I should finally install
It's
that.
everything.
Actually.
It's everything whispering to you in your different ears all at the same time.
That's awesome. I really got to play Hellblade. But yeah, the wraiths are fucking cool. I do.
That's creepy, by
like-
the way. That's actually creepy. The first time I've seen this, watch. Anyway, get a cool effect.
Yeah, man,
going on
it comes
here.
closer. That's scary, dude.
And it says the very fact that it moved towards him. He's seen the chains and all like that. He said he knew there were barbs on the end of it, but the fact that it chose to walk towards him rather than just appear, he knew that he wasn't actually in direct danger. Because if it was, it would have just appeared beside him and completely shredded him.
And
Didn't
just
realize what happened. But it took its sweet time moving towards him, which is where he knows that. Although this is still creepy. Wait for it.
Yeah,
She is
man.
suffering.
It's
There we go.
moving.
Suffering.
Just
And it
moving.
moves, and then the quick jump forward. It's not quite a jump scare, but it's dang close. It's the closest you're going to get from Deadhaus, because, you know, how can monsters
This makes
jump
me
scare
question.
monsters?
That's creepy. This makes me question. Wraiths are
Bigfoot!
torn beings.
You're not in
Bigfoot.
Deadhaus.
What the heck, Bigfoot? What are you doing here?
More ads. Love it. Go on.
It makes me wonder if wraiths are torn beings and they're all fragmented and stuff.
Fragmented beings. Yep.
Are there a group of wraiths who aren't that, and they're just like Raziel, you know, they're just a wraith that still is fully.
I do think they're
alive.
fragmented.
Because there has to be higher versions of wraiths, right? You know, there has to be a leader.
Yeah, I do think there is a certain level of sentience to more of them, and they can be more comprehensive and whatnot. It depends on what levels. The same way as you'd have vampires that are more bestial, and then ones that would be more cordial and direct and whatnot. But we'll see in time. I don't want to give away any spoilers and all, but they clearly follow orders, and they clearly understand.
They enter the palace. The Templars that were buried. What did I write here?
Ones that were destroyed along with Lucian Armin, basically. It's Lucian's honor guard.
Yeah, they're still there guarding the place, but their armor is all black and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
A giant pillar. They go into the throne room. Yada yada yada. A giant pillar sits in the center of the throne room, and a Gaztak covered in black with his ruined Templar armor. Kiva is on his right, and Zoran is on his left, I think. And within the center of that pillar is a big throne.
Mm-hmm. And there he is. Think about that. That's stained black, but that's still burning him. That's still hurting.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the bonkers part. No wonder you're so mad, dude, because you're wearing something that hurts you.
What's the key? I'm always angry.
Yeah. The Gaztak and Alaric bicker about where he comes from and about Thacia and Ustilian corruption and politics. And there's a really cool line from the Gaztak, vengeance. Tell me of vengeance.
Yes.
And then I forgot the rest. I'll put all this crap in post, guys. Don't worry.
I love the little throwbacks where we get to see. So you get that, and then you get Kiva, and then you get Zoran, which is the first time people get to see Zoran in the radio plays.
Yeah, I think that's cool. He doesn't have any lines, but he's there.
Oh, I'm sure he'll get talkative later.
Yeah. Amarax explains about the Hollow Maw and how he still needs to finish it.
Oh, you've skipped on a bit. This is the bit that
Oh yeah, I totally skipped on a bit. So they're talking about.
To him. Yep.
No. You go ahead. Go ahead.
He was talking to him, and he's like, "Why are you here?" He's like, "You kneel." He says, "I didn't bid you to kneel." He's like, "Okay, get up." And he's like, "You sound like a Beltlander." He's like, "I'm a Thacian." He's like, "Beltlands never joined Thacia." And he's like, "Oh, but," and he gives his whole spiel about joining Thacia and all like that. He's like, "I'm here for revenge," and you just hear Hammer go, "Not the time, dude. Not the time. This is not when you decide to throw down the gauntlet." And then he's like, "Okay, let's hear you out." And then the Lich is like, "Can I speak?" And
no,
the guy's like,
"No, you can't speak. You're too smart for your own good."
Yeah.
I do love that. I love that he shuts down Amarax. He's like, "No, you shut up. You're too smart for your own good. You'll be dealt with in a minute." And when I think they're devising his punishment,
before that,
the Gaztak is like,
"Speak." He says, "Speak," and Alaric gives the rest of his speech, and then he's like, "You're a fool, but a loyal fool, and that loyalty I can use." He's like, "Okay, Amarax, what the hell did you build?" And then he goes to explain it, and Alaric's like, "Oh yeah, we got a maw." He's like, "Yep, you're not meant to take those out of is it Oscrox? He's like,
Yeah,
no,
Oscrox.
you're not meant to remove those. That's one of the many things you've done wrong. He's like, go on. And he's like, oh yeah, and then we caught the soul of crap. He literally done the, yeah, and we caught the soul of uh-oh. He's like, who is it? And he's like, okay, Gwyneth Arman. He's like, so she was one of the lost then. He's like, tell me, what did she look like? And he tries to be all political. Oh, she was assured of herself. And his head literally goes on fire. Answer is like, she was a hideous creature that devoured the souls of men. He's like, that's my Gwyneth.
Yeah. She was
like,
a total monster. Yes,
like,
that was my bitchable wife. Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
She was always she was always an eater of dreams.
Yeah, when they say why and they want to use the maw with her in it to kill the awakened, they're like, they can't be killed. It's like, yes, but she can consume them. It's like, yeah, that was my Gwyneth, always an eater of dreams.
Yeah, it's great.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful and poetic.
Yeah. I like after that Nagaztak is like, your punishment, Amarax, is going to be, you're going to serve us. You're going to pick a faction and you're going to be a leader. And Amarax literally is like, can't you just wipe my memory? I don't want to do this.
Can't you just strip my sentience away? And Kiva's like, he's got spells to undo that. And you're like, no. He's like, you think you're smarter than us. He's like, crap.
Yeah, Amarax just being pissy is so great. What do my notes say? I think I have Amarax explains the Hollow Maw. No, Amarax gets pissy about having to be part of Deadhaus and wants his brain wiped, but he doesn't get his way, is what I said.
But you have still broken the ritual. Again. That cannot go unanswered.
I am fully prepared to lose my sovereign status in pursuit of victory for Deadhaus.
Yes, how noble of you. Except you've lost and regained that status over countless transgressions before. It's clearly not a deterrent. I have a different punishment in mind. You are sentenced to take your place as a sovereign in one of the factions and serve as a leader.
Can't you just strip my sentience away?
He has spells in place to restore his sentience and escape to other realms if it were taken from him.
Unearned prophecy.
He thinks himself more clever than the rituals.
Enough. Kiva helped arrange this punishment between myself and the other Pentarchs prior to your arrival. That includes the Darklight Enclave. You should be thanking her.
Yes, thank you, handmaiden.
Thank the Weaver.
The choice of faction is up to you, Amarax, but you will serve.
Corpus Artificum, then. They are scholars, at least.
So be it. Artifex Magister. And as for you, Thasian, go where you will. You are not bound by the ritual. I have no use of you.
We're going to need to watch the episode purely for the ending speech, because I would say Calypso put it in post, but he won't. You need to go watch the episode for that one, because that is one of the most beautifully written bits, and how it ties into not only Deadhaus, but I think a lot of the things that resonated with community members, because I've talked to quite a few of the guys after this episode. And again, for anyone that doesn't know, when these episodes go live with Deadhaus Sonata, and you watch them live on whether it's YouTube or wherever you want, right? Or Twitter and all like that, because we're posting them in a lot of places when they go live at the same time. After they're over, if you can come and join the Deadhaus Discord, there's always a little bit of a chat afterwards. And usually we'll have George and Dennis there, and they can, like, they love you having a chat with you guys and feedback, little Q&A. It's always some fun times, right? But from this episode, that the community even was pointing out that this even hits on kind of what a lot of people are feeling today. You know, this is fantasy and it's a poem in a fantasy world, but it's a lot of things that people are feeling today, you know, about corruption. They're unhappy with life. They're unhappy with the way things are. They need change. They want something different and all like that. That resonates with a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
I agree. I think. I mean, maybe I'll put a little bit of the speech.
You can put a tiny little clip, but we still highly encourage you. And if you want, we'll put the link down to the episode down below. We have them for everyone. Go watch it. It is well worth it.
Yes, definitely.
For that speech.
I think if you don't know this already, George Ledoux is the voice of Alaric and the voice of Nagaztak. He does both. And if I didn't tell you that, I guarantee you probably wouldn't have known.
No.
You know, like it's absolutely distinct. It's crazy how different it is.
I would stay here, if I may.
For what purpose?
As I have said, I seek vengeance for Thacia. My best chance at that vengeance is working alongside Deadhaus. You are the leader of the military. In life, I was a Grand Inquisitor. In death, I have become far more powerful. Perhaps you could find some use for me yet.
Neither your station in life nor your vampirism impress me, Thasian. But your loyalty, that I could use.
Like in me, I'm someone who I think I have a penchant for voice actors. I can like listen to someone and be like, oh yeah, this is that person. You know, with George and the voice here, I'll even do a comparison thing. Is that the way Alaric speaks is a little bit up here, you know, and then the way Nagaztak speaks is all the way down here or something. So, and like, just, I don't know, man, range, it's range. Okay. Troy Baker can suck it.
Yep. You can
George
go with
Ledoux is better.
Actually, Calypso, in post, throw in a few clips of like George, but he has in Deadhaus, where you've got Alaric and then you've got Nagaztak, but then like throw in one or two of his others from his other games and things he's done, just so you guys can see that Mr. Ledoux is phenomenal.
Duncan Fisher here. You know, it's not easy being the voice of Solaris. The crowds, the mech jocks, the girls, the less than savory characters. And in the middle of it all is Duncan Fisher.
Take me to the bounties.
Welcome the statesman. He traveled all the way to the bayou to clean up this place. And he brought a lot of arguments with him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think I'll George, now that if George is listening, who's the voice of the judge for Hunt Showdown?
I became a judge because I believed in fairness, justice, for a child to know they're safe under the eyes of the law. But when I buried my daughter, I learned something else. The law is blind.
In the latest Judgment of the Fool event, because I think you posted that it was you that were doing the judge, or it was someone else. I don't know, but yeah, good job on that casting again. I thought it was great.
There is an awful lot of overlap between the Hunt Showdown and Deadhaus, just for anyone that's interested.
Yes. Even if you're not a Hunt Showdown player, which I completely understand, it's not for everybody. The trailers for Hunt, especially the recent ones, when they actually started to have voice acting, are fantastic. And I can't recommend them enough. They're little mini movies and they're old westerny. And if you like that stuff, you'll like the trailers. But the gameplay is definitely challenging and hurts my brain.
Did you say Bo was in the newer one as well?
Yes, he was in the Mountain trailer.
Look around at this land. What do you think you see? Earth's bounty and splendor, right? Rich woodlands, untouched mountain peaks, and beneath the surface, riches that could define a generation.
Chris is the only member of Deadhaus that wasn't in Hunt Showdown.
Maybe. I don't. You know what? I think so. I don't think Chris has been in Hunt yet, and if he has, I totally missed it.
So that covers literally everyone else.
He was. Chris was in it. He was during one of the events. During a Christmas event, I think he was the British character.
I know Matthew Curtis, Joey Sewerless, and Melissa Medina were all in it.
Yeah.
And so was George, obviously.
Yes, George. Yes. But that's enough about Hunt Showdown. Anyway, I could talk about Hunt Showdown all day, and this episode too. I don't know. I think having Kiva here was cool. I think having Zorn here was cool. The pillar with the throne. It's obviously just a Legacy of Kain thing, guys. I think we all know that by now. But that's still awesome. That's just awesome. And I love the description of the city, and I love that the sulfur, it's literally just Legacy of Kain, you guys. In Soul Reaver, the excuse for the sun was they built a giant smokestack, or they converted one of the churches
I love that, the big
to a
serious
smokestack.
We go back here.
Oh,
this
for
is
Amarax?
this is during his reading of the poetry bit, right? And he's given that, and it pans to each one of the members, and you get Amarax and then Kiva. And I just love the look of Zoran here, because you can see he's just pure serious, like he's listening intently and all like that. And he just slightly bites his bottom lip, and it's like, anyone that has read the lore before knows how vicious and dangerous Zoran is, but later on, anyone for the radio plays is going to learn a lot about him. And this is just a phenomenal look at a Wraith here.
Yeah, I do like the Wraith there.
I like how you see them, but you don't really, because they're still in shadow.
So would that be... Oh, well, no, because Nagaztak is the Black Hand. He's known as the Black Hand, right?
Yes.
So I was going to be like, well, could each of the people in this chamber right now be part of the Black Hand? So you have Nagaztak,
well, technically,
Kiva,
they would be
Zoran, a Wraith, and then I'm guessing
it's a
someone
pentarchy.
Else,
what does pentarchy mean?
Isn't it 5?
5. How many digits are on a hand?
5, unless you're a strange animal with 4. So, well, then who's the 5th member? We didn't see, because you got Nagaztak.
Okay.
Zoran, Kiva, Wraith. Who's the 5th one?
We're missing...
Oh, it's a ghoul. It's got to be a ghoul. We're missing a ghoul, right?
Would it be?
I
or
think
would it be
so.
A white?
Oh, or a white.
Or
a Frankensteinian philosophical creature. Totally, I could see that.
Or it could be one of the liches.
Oh, yeah, or it could be a lich. Duh. Yeah, okay.
There's many options. Don't worry. Many options. I'm still laughing at that. Every time I see Kiva in this, I keep thinking of Calypso needing his body pillow.
I need it. I need it. That's SpongeBob. I don't need it. Episode. I need it. I need it more. I need it for my back. That's why I need my Kiva body pillow.
The real difficult part to all of this is going to be with Amarax. Amarax changes a lot because he's only a manifestation. At the moment, he doesn't physically exist anymore. He needs to reconstitute another body. Yes. Right now, he's still he's giving out he's walking around in Alaric's head, so to speak. Because he's
that's right.
One of
he doesn't have a body yet.
Bigfoot being a live streamer would be absolutely hilarious.
Oh, dude, have you seen the Asmongold AI video stuff?
No.
That's floating around? Oh, dude, it is insane. It's
interesting.
It's so stupid, dude. So Asmongold made an AI version of himself, and it came out hilarious.
Does it come out with AI cockroaches?
I don't know. And then he allowed anybody. He was like, okay, yeah, whatever, use this and just have fun, guys. So someone's been releasing ridiculous AI generated videos with AI Asmongold. It's so stupid.
I feel like Asmongold would be a proud member of Deadhaus because he gives me very strong necrotic energy vibes.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, he's a Diablo player, so I can't imagine why he wouldn't jump on the
and
board.
Before he cleaned his house,
he
which fair play to him for cleaning the house, but before the cloud, he was dead technically in his own ghoul mound.
Yes, he was. Very true. He could be a proud member of Deadhaus. That's funny. That's funny.
We need to get Asmon in on this. He'd definitely be a proud member of Deadhaus. Definitely.
Oh, I'm sure he'll play this. I'm sure he'll play this when it comes out. Absolutely. I'm sure he'll jump on it. Oh, well, this looks cool. Vampires and stuff. All right. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You do way too good an impression. That's a little creepy.
Well, that's all he does. I could imagine this. He's reacting to this video, and he's just under you in the corner, or he's in the left side or something. I could easily.
Asmongold. Oh, here we go. I need to share that now. From Tem. Asmongold is also sometimes referred to as the Great Unclean One. Nurgle?
That's good. That's
Is
good.
he Nurgle or I don't know which member of Deadhaus would he be?
I think he'd be a ghoul. Absolutely.
Is he that
I think he
hungry
would
though?
totally be a ghoul. No, but he's that filthy. Even after the house cleaning, I'm sure he's still. The only way I'll believe Asmongold is like outside of the character that he plays, obviously, a clean person is if he cuts his hair and like shaves and stuff.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with beards and long hair, but for Asmongold, that's the only way I think you can tell. Oh, he's turning around, I guess.
It's definitely a member of the Shambling Hordes, anyway.
Oh, yeah, that could be it too.
Is it vampire? Is it ghoul? He's not a wraith. Definitely not a wraith.
Definitely not.
Obviously not a banshee. Not a white.
Asmon would pick the vampire class for
play
style.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
whatever
totally.
he picks is irrelevant, though. I want to know where does he fall in, because he's definitely not a revenant.
No, I don't think so.
Although then again, now you've got me thinking now, Calypso. I'm going to be running through famous YouTubers, and like, if they were in Deadhaus, who would they belong to?
That's a good idea for a video.
Do you think Moist Critical would be a member of the Awakened?
He would be... Oh. No, maybe. I could see him as...
Would he be Deadhaus or a different one?
I don't know. I'd put him in the giant house just to be funny because he's short.
He is Florida man.
Yeah, he is Florida man. So
he claims Kingdom of Florida. He does claim to be the
does
Florida
he?
Man. Yes. And out of all of them, I think he probably earns it.
Maybe, yeah. Probably. Just because Asmon doesn't live in Florida, does he?
No. Asmon lives in Austin.
Oh.
He's from Austin, Texas. Temujin, I mean, Asmon is a pretty smart cookie. He might be a lich, or at least you can. Yes, actually, I think he would be a lich.
Good point.
Absolutely no care for his own physical well-being. It's all in the pursuit of something. You're right.
Very good. Yeah, way to go, Tem.
Tem's on the ball. Yep, Asmongold is definitely. I'm going to put that up there. Shout out to Tem. Definitely Asmongold lich. Calling it now. God dang it. Another team lich. I'm losing big time. I need to recruit more into the Faceless, huh?
Gosh, I don't know. I think I'm still team vampire just because vampires.
Yes, that's it.
But at the same time,
Faceless court.
But at the same time, I love ghouls. I love ghouls now.
You love ghouls just because Matthew Curtis is an absolute legend.
Just because I think he's totally great. Yes, absolutely. I think
Team Revenant
I
here.
think that's why I like ghouls is because of Matt.
At least it's not heresy, Tim. At least it's not heresy. But yeah, now who you've got me thinking now. I keep thinking of a lot of different YouTubers. I want to be careful about who I shout out and who I don't. I need to be very, very, very careful on who I shout out. What do you reckon? Okay, safe guys. Josh Strife Hayes.
Oh, vampire, absolutely, because he's British.
Of course, because everyone with a British accent's a vampire.
Yes, vampire,
thank you, Chris.
Thanks. Yeah, vampire.
Yeah, because that's clearly how it goes. Or no, not even thanking Chris. I think that's Dennis's fault for Simon.
Yeah, I blame Dennis for that one. All vampires are British.
All vampires are British, but posh British. Can't be average British. You know, it's blood. Where's
you can't have what's it, 3 pennies for a cup or something? You can't have
No, you need the London one. Sup, bruv? Gives the blood, yeah? In it. Josh used to be a teacher. You can't rule out a lich from him either. So I feel, while this is true, I have watched enough Josh Strife Hayes. I genuinely believe he would be a vampire. I actually do genuinely believe it. Not just the accent. It's just watching him play video games, I feel he would fall that. Although, again, we keep shouting him out. Maybe someday he'll come join us. He can come on and prove me wrong. Someday. But, yeah, I don't know. Who else do you think? Tim, who other do you think that we would get? Any streamers or Twitch, YouTubers, anyone like that would be onto which classes? Because that's going to be something I'm going to be asking on Twitter. If you don't follow us, you can... Yes, check. Welcome.
All right.
I'm going to
Jesus
put
Christ.
that up on the Deadhaus Whispers Twitter. Not after this, but we'll give it a day, and I'll start asking questions. Who do you think X would be? And this isn't just a shameless plug to get noticed from other YouTubers. I won't actually tag them. I won't actually tag them because they're like, who the hell is this weirdo? But I'd love to know if your favorite. Dankula would probably be vampire. I don't know, man. That's a ghoul right there if I ever saw one. He's Scottish. They're close to Redcap. Redcap is a little gremlin gnome type character, so maybe ghoul.
Do you think Razor Fist would be a Revenant?
You reckon he'd be Revenant?
I think he'd be Revenant. I mean, Rageaholic is his other name, so...
No, Dankula. You're thinking of Rageaholic. You're thinking of Razor Fist.
Yeah.
Razor Fist would definitely be a Revenant.
Yeah, he would totally be a Revenant. Dankula. I don't know Dankula.
Dankula is years ago he got in trouble for a video with the Nazi pug thing.
What?
I'll explain it to you later. There was a guy who wanted to annoy his girlfriend by teaching his dog to salute to a Nazi thing.
Oh my God.
Joke. And he got in an awful lot of trouble. There was court cases and all, even though it was clearly a joke.
Yeah.
It was clearly a joke, but people took it up the wrong way. With all the mythical lore Dankula have done, he might be a banshee. Well, to be fair, he did do a cool series about Celtic folklore where he went through things like the banshee and all like that.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So you could get it all like that. What about it's a Gundam? Are you familiar with Gundam?
Yes, I know it's a Gundam.
So who do you think? What do you think Gundam would be?
Gosh. With the way his videos are, I think he'd be a ghoul with how... I don't know. Is it condescending, the word I'm looking for?
Oh, he's very condescending, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I think he'd be a ghoul with how condescending he is. But at the same time, that's a lich trait too.
Yeah.
So also a lich, I think.
I don't know. Judging by the fact that his little animation has the misery machine, I think he's definitely a wraith because he's probably watching so many lolcows over the years. He's a fragmented being at this point.
It could be. Yeah.
Because that is just despair and torture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a fun little one, lads. Let us know. Tag us on Twitter or on Instagram under these posts and let us know who's your favorite streamer or YouTuber or whoever, and what would they be in Deadhaus? Would they be a member of Deadhaus? Would they be a member of the Awakened? Maybe they belong to another house, which we will find out more about in the future. Who would they be and what would they belong to? And explain why. You can't just say, so-and-so, Revenant, done. Explain. So that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, that'd be fun. What else? What's your favorite thing about this episode, Mike?
My favorite thing about this episode is the fact that we get to bring it back to like the original parts of the lore. So anyone that was here from the beginning, we got familiar with Lord Zoran. You got familiar with Kiva. We got familiar with not just the Banshees and all like that and the Wraiths and whatnot, but everyone heard of Nagaztak. We finally get to meet him. This is the first time people have met Nagaztak. Now, with a YouTube video up years ago where it had him reciting stuff and all like that, that's one thing. But this time, you met Nagaztak. And I think that was really cool that like this part of the fruition of the story came to be. You were always promised, we're going to follow the yellow brick road to Sepulchrium and we're going to meet the king. But you actually get to meet the king. There is no one behind the curtain. This is the Pentarch of Deadhaus. Like, look at the crown. That's the old symbol, remember? Like, this is where we've been culminating, and it's amazing to actually get this payoff. And now it's just going to be payoff after payoff to the end. It's going to be great.
Thanks to Varric, you might want to know if you type in Necrolibriatus Deadhaus in Google, the wiki is the third thing that shows up next to the official website. So
good job, Varric. Anyone looking to catch up on lore and Deadhaus and all like that, definitely go check out the wiki. Varric has been very, very diligent on being, every time the radio play goes up, very shortly afterwards, he gets the transcript up and then slowly goes through disseminating and getting all the different parts because he's been put up all through the different houses. the different celestial bodies, the classes, and everything. It's definitely a massive labor that he's been doing, but it is definitely paying off because there's so much information there.
I'm going to read something from the Necro.
Do.
Really quickly. It's just one section. And
from
this
the good
will...
book.
Yes, from the good book. All right, so this is from Sonata of Justice.
Yes.
The mace was an unfathomable thing. It was not forged of the finest metals or formed from the old magics, but carved of an ancient stone that was impossibly heavy for anyone to wield except for one having animate hatred.
Yes.
Justice. What do you know of justice? You slew us all without mercy, the mace said.
Mm-hmm.
That's
going to be a little bit of foreshadowing later down the line. As a temp, my favorite part of this episode is either the poor Lich, no speedster comment in the beginning, or how Alaric declares he is an enemy of Deadhaus in front of the big boss. Yeah, something a little bit too big for his boots.
Yeah,
I love the way it's like metaphorically you've got like Amarak going, not now, dude, not now. This is not the time nor the place.
Got it out. And I think once again the dialogue is just always fun. I really do love the banter between all of them, and I don't like the fetid. Oh yeah, that's the thing. The fetid prince disappears like 10 minutes into this episode or something. They're walking, and then he's just gone.
No, it was we went to the gates, and he told the Lich.
Went to the gates.
No, he didn't tell the Lich. He was telling the wraiths. It's like they're to enter unharmed. And then Alaric turned to go, oh, thanks. I was like, where the hell did he go? Where'd he go? He was just gone, like a fart in the wind.
Mist form.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's definitely one of the coolest parts of the whole thing. And again, just shout out to K-Bo Foster. Like, his work in the last three...
for 2 seconds, it's great.
His work in the last 3 episodes is absolutely majestic. The man has a voice like butter, as you love saying. Like you could listen to him read a phone book. He is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
I love his fetid prince in this. And if you haven't checked it out, we actually had Bo on not too long ago.
Yes, we did.
Go back and check out that episode.
Yeah. Yes, I think you should all go listen to that one too. Listen to it, watch it. It's great. It's a good episode. I think Bo, yeah, man. Like I think I said this last time too. If envy was a person, it would be me for Bo's voice. I wish I had a voice like Bo's. And it's pretty damn close to his natural voice. That's the crazy thing, Same for George. Like George, I think, has a great regular voice, but then it doesn't take him that difficult to get to, oh, now I'm the Gaztak. This is me.
We're delighted to have your permission, Tem. Tem, Bo was all right. I permit you to invite him back.
Gee, thanks, Tem. Yeah, I'm excited. See, okay, so this was our introduction to the Gaztak.
Yes.
And now, like, really, what's next? They got to finish building the weapon that contains his wife as the Soul Eater, or the Soul Reaver, one might say. And I honestly don't know what else. I don't know.
Consumer of Dreams. Well, do you know what the next episode is called?
Well, no.
It's called The Prophecies.
So we're gonna so someone's gonna be talking a lot. Or all right.
Yeah,
I think I got it. I'll save that for the next episode.
For anyone that knows or has been paying attention to the lore, to the Discord, to anything, if you go onto the website, deadhausonata.com, go to the forums, you can figure out what's coming in the next episode. It's not that big a secret. Like, none of these are secret, but it's well done. Although, I have noticed something really interesting about the storytelling to the radio plays, Calypso. And I'm not just saying this as a member of Apocalypse. I'd be telling you this genuinely because it's something that took me by surprise today. I'm not going to say what game I was playing, but I was playing a relatively recent game, or rather a recent remaster, right?
Okay.
And the writing, it wasn't bad, but I think I've been spoiled by Deadhaus that a lot of stuff now seems very, very trite or like basic, kind of very vanilla. Oh, we've gone on to another episode. Oh, this was the
That's
maw.
okay. Yeah,
We should be good at that. It's funny you mentioned the maw and all, but it was actually it was bland. It was like it was written by a 14-year-old trying to sound edgy, and I'm like, eesh. It didn't age well. And I think that's due to like a lot of games nowadays, and particularly in Deadhaus, like the writing has gotten so much better for good games. Don't get me wrong, I know there are exceptions that are bad, but for the good games, the standards have raised so much that it's actually kind of difficult to go back to some of the other ones that are like heavy dialogue or story heavy. It's like, this didn't age too well,
I think when it comes to modern games, I've actually been playing.
It wasn't Skyrim 10, but I have been playing Skyrim. But no, that wasn't one.
You're finally awake. I still haven't beaten Skyrim, dude.
To be fair, it did take you like 5 years, 6 years.
Yes, it did. It took me 6 years to be.
It wasn't the fact that it was difficult. It's just that it's that long.
Yeah, no, I have 60 hours in Skyrim. All right, those 60 hours in Skyrim are creating a character again, going through the tutorial, and then getting up to like the Greybeards right after the outside dragon fight or something.
To be fair, that's a very long walk up that mountain.
That's 60 hours, and I've played it like 4 or 5 times. That's all I've done. It's just, I think most of the time was spent in character creator. Like, I don't like how this character looks. I don't know. No, but I've been playing a lot of old games so much that I've busted out my PS3, and I've literally just been playing old PlayStation 3 games.
What are those? I can't see. Your green screen's messing up.
Oh, I know. It's messing up. So I got Metal Gear.
Classic.
I got the James Bond, pretty much all the James Bond games for PS3. I got the Darkness, which someone should be remastering. The X-Men Wolverine game, which was actually really good for its time, surprisingly. All the God of Wars that were remastered for PS3, Star Wars. Like, I've just been going back and playing old games from 10, 15 years ago because the new stuff either runs like total garbage or is just so bloated and full of nothing that I want to play a game that's 5 or 6 hours long and call it a day. Give me something like that. Like, if it's an online game, obviously I'm going to spend hours on it. But like for single player games, 20 hours is fine by me. Anything more than that, and I really got to take a break. Like, I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm almost at the end, but I got that when it came on PC in 2018 or something.
Red Dead 2 deserves an award for what has to be the longest intro sequence to a video game I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, well, that I'll give that award.
How
to
far
Red
are you
Dead
in the game?
2.
Oh, I've been playing it for about 2 hours. Yeah, still haven't seen the opening credits yet.
Yeah. No, I would think Assassin's Creed 3 and Red Dead 2 have the longest intros. I think it's 6 hours into Assassin's Creed 3's intro before you actually take control of the main character. And even then, you're still into tutorial mode.
Eesh.
And it doesn't end until you get your assassin robes, which is another 3 hours or something. It's long, dude. It's long.
People don't appreciate that kind of stuff anymore.
No, they don't. I love narrative games. Don't get me wrong. I love stories, really good stories, but they got to be really good stories. They got to be written well.
Exactly.
Which is rare today.
But again, that's what I'm saying. I was spoiled for choice when we have what we have today, and Deadhaus definitely, because I check these out a lot, and especially like when we're coming to do Deadhaus Whispers today, you listen to the radio play again to refresh in your mind, like you said you did last night. Yeah, a lot of games been left lacking. And I think that's a good thing though, that like we're getting to see this back again, because I feel when people get the opportunity to play this when it releases, it'll definitely be something that people will be interested in, because it's been a while since they played anything with a decent narrative that's got a really good investable story, Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we're going to see a huge shift within the game industry anyway in the next couple of years. And then we're really
seeing it already.
Probably. And then we'll really figure out what's going on with the AAA industry. I think the indie industry, I think, is just fine.
The
the double A's and the indie studios, I think they're gonna survive. AAA industries,
indies have no problem. Indies are always going to be great. So there was a game I was playing recently called Stories Untold. Are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not. But
Make sure I'm getting that right. I actually went through and finished it. Right, it's from a small indie studio and called No Code, and it was published by Devolver Digital.
Oh, this looks cool. I've seen idea. I've seen the trailer for this. This is on my wish list. Yeah,
play it.
It looks fucking awesome.
It was gifted to me by a friend. And it's on sale at the minute for anyone who wants to check it out. I can't even describe the game without spoiling it, but it takes the whole it's not quite a point and click, but it's almost in that kind of a vein. And it brings you on a tale. It brings you on a journey with this story. And it's just incredible. So they clearly weren't afraid to just go all out nuts. Everything in it, the puzzles in it. I'm not going to lie. There was 1 or 2 times I literally had to look stuff up online because I don't remember binary code off by heart.
Yeah.
This requires you to use all of the brain,
that's really
all of the brain to solve puzzles and do things. But at the same time, then it's got this crazy story that just kind of gets into your brain and your mind. And then at the end of it, you're literally like, holy crap, that was incredible. That's you want to see more studios take risks like that. And you only get that with indies.
So if anyone's wondering, Stories Untold is 99 cents on Steam right now.
No excuse to not go pick it up.
It's $1. I'm buying it right. It's in my cart. I'm literally buying it right now. It's 99
Don't look up anything, Calypso. Just play it.
Oh, no.
And anyone that goes to buy it, play it. Just play it. Now, granted, if you have to look up to solve certain puzzles or things like that to get through it, no shade, but don't look too far ahead of yourself because you have to let the story happen. Let the story happen. It's great. And I'll be looking forward to Calypso's review on Twitter in a day or two.
Yes.
Because it's not that long. It's not that long, but it's great.
It's $1. It's
$1. How can you go wrong for $1? Trust me, that will be one of the best dollars you've spent in video games in a long time. Yeah. I can assure you of that.
That's the other thing, man. Because during Steam sales, I highly recommend everyone going to their wish list, and then if the game is $1, $2 or whatever, just buy it. Skip the $4 or $5 games. Skip it because you're not going to play it. Play the dollar ones and then just play it because they're probably going to be 4 or 5 hours long or less, and they're probably going to be just an insane amount of value for a fucking $1.
Oh, look at that!
Depends.
We got a bot.
Oh, cool.
That means we're successful.
Yes, it does. Thanks, bot viewer. We are successful now. Oh wow! Every night dive game is basically $1. All the old ones. Yeah, games. There's also too many video games going on now, man. My library is just growing and growing and growing. And I have managed to finish a bunch of games this year, though, and I'm proud of myself.
Good for you.
It takes me forever to play video games because I feel like I could be doing something better. Let me work on a video instead of play a video game for a video that I need to work on for YouTube or something.
No, I always at the attitude of get through your games. I've been slowly going through backlogs. I've been making sure I've finished everything that I've done because I've been looking forward to getting through, making sure I've everything finished because there's not a ton coming out, but that's fine. We can wait for the releases. There's some really interesting games on the horizon and come on, let's be honest with ourselves. Every one of us has a Steam library of at least 50 or more games that you haven't touched.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when Steam sales are on. We know we've all done it. We're all guilty of it. And there's no shade in that. That's why take your time. Go finish your backlog. Go play some of the backlog because there's really interesting things coming out. Oh, look at this, more ads. That's how you know we're talking too long, Calypso.
Yeah, that is how you know we're talking too long. And I think with that, actually, we should wrap it up.
Yes.
With all of that said, I hope you guys, English is hard. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Deadhaus Whispers. Please, if you have not done it already, go listen to the Black Hand and all of the previous season. Go check out the Bible at the Deadhaus Sonata wiki. It's the first thing that pops up pretty much when you Google it. And of course, follow all the social medias. They're scrolling down here. You can find us all on Twitter, yada, yada, blah, 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 blah.
All of everything down below, down
all
here.
of
You'll be able
that.
to see it.
And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, links will be down below. And on Spotify, can you put links in Spotify now? Is that a thing?
I will try.
Yes. All right. Well, we shall see about that. So I've been Calypso.
And
Faceless
I've been
Mike.
Faceless Mike, and we will catch you right after the next radio play.
Security override. Activate tutorial programs for Sergeant Rex Power Code.
Acknowledged. Loading basic tutorial batch 101 from Military Navigation for Idiots. Auto-holstering weapons for silent approach.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Now have fun.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Just let me kill people, damn it.
To look around, look around.